Morning, everyone. Welcome to another This Might Hurt. It is Friday. It is the end of the week. We made it. We have, I guess, the new moon. Let's see, tonight? I'm not sure. I think it was the 17th that it was supposed to be. So, depending on your interpretation of what that means, does that mean the 17th at midnight the night before? Or does it mean the day of? But basically, we're still in the energy, right? The new moon energy. So manifestation, doing the things. My understanding is it's a very powerful new moon. We have the 7-planet pile up in Aries and a lot of get her done kind of energy, right? So with that being said, let's get the cards for today. Energy for today. Energy for today. Got the star. We've got the star. It is the perfectly grounded. It's earth and water, which I like that. I like that combination, and pouring things out to then replenish herself, right? She's half grounded, half in emotion, find her true north, and just, it's a very healing card. I find it very healing. I was talking to somebody yesterday from the experience that I had on Saturday, and apparently down in Silver City, there's a whole healing circle that happens every quarter or so that that we can attend. And, you know, a lot of times, guys, when you're on this journey, and I've been talking about this all week, I think it's kind of weird, but you have this label of healer, right? And whether that's a tarot reader, a counselor, whatever, like there's many different kinds of healers, and people don't even consider themselves to be healers when they are. But at any rate, there's someone that needs to hold space for them. Right? A healer basically is just someone who understands emotions and can hold them for other people in whatever way that looks, right? And there's very few people that can reciprocate that back to them, right? That's why most therapists are in therapy, right? So I feel like that's what this is, finding that circle, finding that healing space for yourself, and knowing that it's out there, right? First, you have to believe it's possible. We talk about belief systems all the time, and thinking that, you know, if you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't. Because your belief is what gives it the magic. You are the magic, right? Next card's out, please. Next card's out. Next card out. We've got the Eight of Pentacles, mastery. Mastering that healing, modality, right? So just knowing that at some point, I was talking to my boss about this yesterday. At some point, you kind of desensitize yourself to the things. We were talking about like when clients have relapses and we have to discharge them, and how it can be very mechanic and robotic for somebody who has been doing this for years and years and years. But what we forget is the person who's being discharged, this might be their first experience with something like that. And we have to remember to take a trauma-informed approach and make sure that we're understanding that just because it's familiar to us, it doesn't mean it's familiar to them. And we should all be renewing our trauma training and looking at our trauma-informed practices and cares and stuff, because it can really, really hurt somebody, right? If we just keep going along like there's no emotion in it. Without the emotion, people can tell, and you come across as uncaring, as cold-hearted, as mean, as all the things, right? When you leave the emotion out, because it means there's no feeling there. And people can feel that, whether that's an email or a text or whatever. In person, right? We have to make sure that we're not losing the emotion when we master our craft, if you will. The emotion is what gives it the magic. That's the magic ingredient right there, right? If you, a robot is nothing more than a human without emotion. That's what makes us human, right? Justice in reverse. So, feeling like things are not fair. That's okay. Life's not fair, right? Fair is where you go to get cotton candy. Doesn't have to be fair. But sitting in the victim mentality, not okay. Not okay. If it's not fair, then move on. Move on, right? Check your belief systems. And maybe it's other people that are just stuck in their belief systems. Indoctrinated, if you will. Those indoctrinated people, and they've been doing things for, 50 years or so, they get very robotic, very emotionless, and they come across as very cold and uncaring. Three of Pentacles, the community is changing. And that's okay, right? The community is changing. There's new work to be done. So the community by default will have to change because you are the magic. You're the magic, right? You bring the magic to the table. And that's okay. That's okay. Like, it doesn't have to be everybody else's way. It has to be your way. My way is the healing way, right? I consider myself a healer. I'm a counselor. I trained in curanderismo. I'm trained in Reiki. I'm trained in sound healing. Why did I go with so many different ways? Well, because there's 8 billion people on the planet, and I don't want to speak to just the people who believe in Reiki, or just the people who believe in therapy, or just the people who believe in curanderismo. I want to be able to speak everybody's language, right? It's learning all the different healing languages and being able to translate that. And that's the magic. That's the healing. That's the keeping it less robotic, if you will. Checking those belief systems, staying out of the victim mentality, and I have to find a new tribe, I don't know, every couple of years, because I'm constantly changing and evolving. It's very strange. And by tribe, I mean in person, right? I have an online community that's amazing that I've had I was looking at it the other day. I think I've been on this community for like 4 years. And amazing people, but, they're all over the world, so you don't really get that in-person quality that you might like or need, right? But it fills my cup, and I'm forever grateful for it. Carrie and Marion and Farrell and Twitch and Darcy and Neen, all the people there. I can't remember all the names. Ross, Mark Vincent. Yeah. I feel like I'm accepting an award trying to remember all the names I have to think. What's the advice for today? Advice for today. 6 of Wands. It's sometimes when you lose, you win. That's what I get with this card. Sometimes when you lose, you win. Our woolly mammoth, our human, our 3D perspective of things is so limited that we can't see that when we consider a loss. We can't see that loss is actually going to lead to a bigger win down the road. My clients were telling me this week, how do you make God laugh? Tell him your plan, right? So that's kind of the thing. But yeah, sometimes when you lose, you win. What you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck. 6 of Swords in the reverse. So there's might still be some choppy waters happening. That's okay, because calmer heads prevail, if you will. But calmer waters are coming. For right now, it's got to stay choppy for a minute. You got to feel it to heal it, guys. You got to feel it to heal it. Without that, then you just bury it, and it becomes a stagnation, and then it's bacteria, and then it's not going to do anybody any good. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. You guys take care. We'll chat tomorrow.